Credit, check. Massive debt, check. Selling dope, check. Spending large sums of cash on unnecessary things, check. Sounds like America's a certified nigga to me. Welcome to another episode of Politically Incorrect. I'm your host, NH Labduni, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. As you see from the title, America is the biggest nigga on this planet. America is the nigga on this planet. It is the example. It is the standard that is set to which all other niggas follow suit. America is the nigga while actual people are the function. So, now, if someone were to define what is a nigga or give you an example of what makes a nigga, here are some things that you would probably hear in definition of a nigga. A nigga gets money. A nigga represents his hood. A nigga doesn't snitch. Many people view those that sell dope, tote pistols, rob, and even kill as real niggas. When you listen to rap music, rappers rap about violence, drugs, guns, women, and as they would say, bitches, and they live the life that they're trying to sell you. They get viewed as real niggas. Now, for example, you have deceased New Orleans rapper Soulja Slim. He lived his life just as his lyrics suggested. Therefore, he is a certified real nigga in the eyes of many. But if these descriptions match what a nigga is, then you, America, are the truest, biggest nigga, thug, goon on this planet. A nigga gets money is what you say. Well, how much public funds has America funneled into privatization? How many underprivileged minorities has America sold into the prison industrial complex system? Who benefits financially from the so-called war on drugs? America. Who is benefiting from treating the sick instead of curing them? The private institutions of America. What happened to the CEO of Turing after increasing the price of the AIDS pill from $1 to $750? What about oil? The goon called American foreign politics strong arms African countries into petroleum and other mineral contracts, crippling them of their autonomy. Uncle Sam gets money. Don't get it twisted. Don't sleep. Uncle Sam gets money while living day to day in debt, increasing its debt day to day, just like you say niggas do, right? Okay, so let's check this off. Whole of credit, check. Massive debt, check. Selling dope, check. Spending large sums of cash on unnecessary things, check. Sounds like America's a certified nigga to me. Anyway, real niggas represent for their hood. Sounds like patriotism. Loyalty. Isn't that what you say? You bleed the red, white, and blue? The home of the free and the land of the brave? All about America? Star-Spangled Banner and all that good stuff? Well, wherever America touches down, she doesn't leave. Her influence is pushed on people all around the world, flaunting the America is great mantra. Now we have an American capo, Donald Trump, wanting to make America great again. But what exactly does that mean? Oh, that's easy. According to Donald Trump, just keeping a thumb on all the other world powers while expanding the American empire. Duh. The public education system slants American history in her favor, casting her in a cavalier light with minor hiccups that it has been sliding under the rug. Now, you don't know what I mean? Check out the new history books approved by the Texas School Board of Education. America spends more on its defense fund than the next top 10 countries combined. I'm sure it's more than that, but that's what I remember off the top of my head right now. But why? Because America has meddled in the affairs of so many other countries. It has created so many other enemies while poking its nose in other people's affairs and taking over certain institutions and government functions in those areas, that it has created enemies, and America is now stuck looking over her shoulder at every turn, waiting for that next bullet in the back. America has sent its soldiers out into these countries to go do its dastardly deed, and these soldiers, gung-ho with patriotism for their country, OD on war movies like Black Hawk Down, Full Metal Jacket, Jarhead, just to name a few, and they have a misguided sense of pride that wells up inside, and only thing in their mind is, it's America, bitch. Now, how's that different from any other corner boy on the street selling drugs, jacking, robbing, protecting their block, and looking to expand their drug business by 1 or 2 streets more? You heard the East Coast, West Coast rivalry, North Side, South Side, Harlem, big. I'm from Chicago, big. Sounds like these niggas are repping their hood, right? Sounds like these soldiers are repping their country, right? America. That sounds real niggerish to me, right? Because guess what? The same way we say that, oh, the only thing that separates these people is a couple of streets, a couple of blocks, but we all still in that same city. You all still live in that same county or state or country. Well, how about this? You have an invisible line made up by warring political powers, breaking up a country into their own, breaking up a continent, Africa, into their own vision of how they see it. Europe and America and the Arab powers that have divided the political lines in Africa. What's the difference? What separates? What's the separation? But no, we all share this same globe. We're all global citizens, but guess what? We don't think it like that. But it's all right. We all want to rep our hood. We're going to rep our side. We're going to rep this particular place that our feet is on at this particular point in time in our life. Niggerish. It's nigger mentality. Anyway, so many people, they view those that slang dope, selling drugs, people that tote pistols, rob, and even kill as real niggas. But guess what? America does all of these things and we don't even bat an eye. It has been admitted by the FBI, CIA, and other government institutions that crack was funneled into these inner cities on purpose by your own nigga government. So, you want to say niggas sell poison to their own. They over there selling crack to their own. Why would they do that? Well, guess what? Where did they get it from? Who gave it to them? You, America. Who's selling liquor in the inner city communities and having liquor stores on every freaking corner and selling all this other poison and messed up food with all this bacteria and stuff that causes cancer? Who's doing that? You, America. Who's saying that organic does not need to be 100% to be organic? You, America. Who's saying these things are fat-free, lean-free, no trans fat, no this, no that, but guess again, when you break down and analyze this stuff, it's in there, it's you, America. So who's the nigga, America? Nothing comes into this country without you knowing, truthfully. You have a hand in all that, America. If you can see where I'm doing on my cell phone, if you can monitor all these people's conversations, if you see everything that everyone is doing, big uncle, because you're not big brother, we're not in England, it's America, so big uncle, Uncle Sam. If you can see these things, who is the truest, biggest nigga? America. You are. You're the one letting all these things come in. You're the one that's sanctioning all these activities. You are the one letting this stuff happen, and we don't bat an eye. Why? Because we were lulled into a false sense of security of being protected by our own nigga government. That is racketeering. You're not gonna. America is the mafia. It offers protection. And if you don't pay for the protection, you get hurt. And isn't that the same thing the Godfather Mafias in New York and all the good old stories of the mafia stuff do? Isn't that the same stuff? But whatever. Let's keep it moving. America is the biggest nigger in the world. You niggas in power send armed foot soldiers into combat to rob, steal, and kill for the real niggas back home. Niggas do the opposite of the proposed common sense. And one more comparison. Let's talk about Dr. Ben Carson for a second. Dr. Ben Carson was leading Donald Trump in the polls. I'm not a fan of Dr. Ben Carson. I do not support Dr. Ben Carson. I will not vote for Dr. Ben Carson, but I need to prove a point. I'm not a Democrat, Republican. I don't care about politics. I believe it's all a stage, especially right now. It's real Hollywood, so I don't care. But what I do care is how it is being played, the treatment, and so on and so forth, the misguided bullshit that's happening that people are falling for. So let's take this for example. When I said Ben Carson was leading Trump, him and Trump were in a dead heat, neck and neck. It was getting ugly, very ugly. Trump being a brash, loud, obnoxious bastard that he is, and Carson being the dumb, dim-witted, quiet fool that he is. Carson lied about his youth in his book, saying that he did things that he didn't actually do, trying to paint himself as someone that he was a little risque, someone that had scrapes with the law, someone that was not a good kid, so to speak. Not a good kid in a mad city. Shout out to K-Dot. But it has come out that the statements that Ben Carson made in his book were lies. So what happened? The people that were behind him, they fled in droves. His popularity fell below 8%. He went from tied to first and second place, dropping to under fourth, fifth, behind Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, and he's probably neck and neck with Jeb Bush way down there at the bottom of the barrel at this time. So he, in fact, was a good kid, a good adolescent, and wasn't as bad he tried to portray himself to be. The people fled in droves. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, has knowingly lied up and down the campaign trail, and is also married to a well-known liar, President Bill Clinton, who lied in office about his sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky and Linda Tripp, and I believe there was another one. I believe her name starts with Paula. It escapes me right now.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
Responsibility for all my actions, both public and private. And that is why I'm speaking to you tonight. As you know, in a deposition in January, I was asked questions about my relationship with Monica Lewinsky. While my answers were legally accurate, I did not volunteer information. Indeed, I did have a relationship with Ms. Lewinsky that was not appropriate. In fact, it was wrong. It constituted a critical lapse in judgment and a personal failure on my part for which I am solely and completely responsible. But I told the grand jury today, and I say to you now, that at no time did I ask anyone to lie, to hide or destroy evidence, or to take any other unlawful action. I know that my public comments and my silence about this matter gave a false impression. I misled people, including even my wife.
But he also had sexual relations when he was governor of Arkansas as well. If you dig it up, you can see for yourself. So it's not just when he was a president, but also when he was governor of Arkansas. But people are flocking behind Hillary, and the Clinton name like it's so great. Nigga, please. Bush lied about WMDs. Did we ever find one? We haven't found a single one yet. And guess what? We still stuck to it, but after the fact, it's like, well, I guess our intel was wrong, or maybe he destroyed it before we got to it. It's bullshit. Jeb Bush lies about how he said you'd be able to determine a Christian from a Muslim with a Syrian refugee.
On Christian families actually look like? Is that gonna?
Well, you're a Christian. I mean, you can prove you're a Christian. I think you can prove it. If you can't prove it, then you err on the side of caution.
So for a family like Nora's,
I'm saying, it's like a family like Nora's, or anybody that is in ISIS-related territory that's a Christian.
But a lot of her
They
family
will be
isn't Christian.
persecuted.
A lot of her family isn't Christian. So would you say that a Christian family should
They
take
should be
precedent?
thoroughly vetted. They should be thoroughly vetted. And we should do everything we can to provide safe havens in the region. And that's exactly what I've proposed.
He give her a definite response. He says, "Oh, well, if you're a Christian, you can." Well, how? By knowing a couple of scriptures. The devil knows the Bible. You Christians know that. The devil knows the Bible like the back of his hand. He's up in there too. The devil goes to church. So, are you saying the devil's a Christian? Talk about it. I want to hear. Okay then. So yeah, Jeb Bush lying about that. So America, what you really need to do is just look in the mirror before calling people terrorists, thugs, goons, niggas, etc. Your actions reflect all the same description of these so-called monikers, but because it's you, we're supposed to call it by any other name. But remember, now let's take a look at something even more recent. Just this past weekend, 150 white militiamen armed took over a federal building in Oregon. 150 armed white men took over a federal building in Oregon. They have not been called terrorists. They have not been called thugs. They have not been called goons. They have not been called niggas. Oh, well, obviously they're white men. They haven't been called anything except for white militia men. Some even called them patriots. Now, I'm going to say this. I will say this. I personally applaud what they're doing. I have no problem with that. I believe the federal government has made a serious overreach in many areas of our lives, and about time some people stand up to fight back against the federal government. However, I'm not gonna sit back and say, okay, well, because they're white, they're not terrorists, thugs, goons, or whatever. No, they are still terrorists. It's not a negative or positive. They're still terrorists to the norm of the natural state of law that's in occurrence at this time. So yes, they are a terrorist element towards that. They are against that. But at the same time, you cannot go ahead and just leave them as white militiamen when you have 150, 200 unarmed black protesters not even occupying a building, not able to take over a federal building, and they're getting shot, they're getting detained, they're getting arrested. But these 150 white militiamen with guns took over a federal building, and we're just like, well, we're sitting here, we're gonna try to come with a peaceful resolution. We're not gonna take any rash movements. We're gonna take this real calm. It's been real quiet. While niggas are getting shot up every day by cops. While Syrians are being labeled terrorists. While it's been less than 3% of the amount of immigrants that have come into this country that have actually been terrorists. Less than 3%. Think about that. You think about that. See, now euphemisms are meant to hide the sting of the truth, but a rose by any other name is still a rose, is it not? So yeah, there's a lot of niggas screwing up a lot of things in this country, but form follows function, and if you function as your nigga, so shall your form be. So with that being said, I'm N.H. Labdouni signing out for Politically Incorrect. America, you are a nigga.